So there have been recent rumours about a sequel for Sky High. I loved Sky High when I was a kid, and I have been wanting, or secretly wanting, it's not something I'd admit, a sequel to Sky High. So here is my Wookie rant on what I want to see in a Sky High sequel. Enjoy. So Sky High, for people who don't know, was a 2005 superhero comedy film that was in some ways a, one of the first superhero films, that wasn't based on any comics or any original background. In some ways, like The Incredibles, and I love that film. The story basically goes that the main character, Will Stronghold, is the son of the world's two greatest superheroes, the Commander and Jetstream, and we meet him when he's about to go off to college or high school, whatever it is in America, and they go to any people with superpowers or children of superheroes go to Sky High, which is this secret school up in floating in the sky, and he doesn't have any powers, and he's been keeping that from his parents. And at the school, on the first day they split people into heroes and sidekicks depending on their powers. You have heroes who are super strong, can fly, telepath, telekinesis, fire, lasers, anything like that. And then you have the sidekicks who can who have powers but aren't that good, like can turn into a bouncy ball or transform into a guinea pig or mount or glow in the dark and things like that. And they're all assigned into either heroes or sidekicks, and it does a great job of taking the normal school cliches and turning them on the head by adding superheroes. Well, not turning them on the head. It does a good job of taking normal school cliches and making them original again by putting them in a superhero school. And I just think it was really inventive. And so that is why I think a sequel is a must. And all these rumours of them writing a Sky High 2 script, they need to do it. And here are some ideas of how to. So with a Sky High sequel possible in the works, here are my ideas of what I think would really work for Sky High. They need to do it like any other sequel that is made about 10 years after the original. They need to have it set in real time. So have it set 12 years later. Okay? So the characters are all older actors. They can have the same actors. Most of them are still in work or still working in the acting business. Kurt Russell, obviously, and all the younger cast then, they're now older. Some of them are even on hit TV shows like The Flash from Danielle Panabaker, who played Lila Williams, the girlfriend at the end. And then you had Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who played Royal Pain. But I don't think you should bring her back. My idea for it is you would have Will Stronghold, who was the boy who didn't have any powers at the start. He was the son of the Commander and Jetstream, the world's leading superheroes, played by Kurt Russell and Callie Preston, respectively. Have those two, Commander and Jetstream, be retired celebrity heroes. In a retirement home, you can have a funny scene in a superhero retirement home. And then have Will Stronghold as the new popular hero. He's having to live up to his parents' reputation. As he had in school, he didn't have superhero powers at the start, so he felt like he was inadequate. Now he's just feeling like he can never live up to how successful they were. And have him be like a partner with Warren Peace, or War and Peace, what a stupid pun name, who's now a hero in his own right as well. Those two are the new strong, best duo of the superheroes in the world, okay? And have Danielle Panabaker's character, Lila Williams, be married to Will Stronghold, and she'd be the principal of Sky High. She'd be the principal of Sky High, because she was quite a smart person in the film, and she plays a smart person in Flash. But not just that, but she was all about powers. Just because your powers aren't that good doesn't mean you can't be a superhero. Doesn't mean you have to be a sidekick. I think she'd be a very good principal for the new Sky High, and she can keep making references to being cold or you know, having to help a speedster out like Linda Carter did when she played the principal, and she used to be Wonder Woman. And then let's see the former sidekicks like the popsicle guy and the girl who could shapeshift into a guinea pig. Them and a few others that maybe we meet have formed a sort of team like the Justice League, and they're probably the world's leading superhero team. And have them bring in a few new, you know, people in that team with strange powers, just like side characters. Take the make of some Marvel or DC characters that have pretty useful powers. Have like a weird girl who can who can control hamsters, or that might be too like shapeshifting into a guinea pig. But you know, something like Squirrel Girl. Have someone Marvel or DC, I think, as a person called Arm Fall Off Boy. Have a character called Limbless who can take off their limbs and use them as clubs. But they've learned to use these abilities and are now one of the greatest superhero team. But let the writers' room come up with the superpowers. Okay? And my idea is to have Zack, the glow in the dark person. He comes back as the supervillain. He maybe has learnt to harness his power. Now everyone took the mick of him, even when he was joining the sidekick Justice League sort of thing. Everyone took the mick of him because all he could do was glow, and it wasn't very useful except in a dark situation, which they have torches for. But he has learnt to maybe that glow is actually not just a glow, that is radiation, and he's learnt to harness that radiation and use it as power. You know, fire genes will be able to kill with this radiation. And he comes back as a supervillain determined to prove his worth. Okay? I just think revisiting this fun movie, this fun superhero movie that's not based on a comic book, would just be great to see. You can, as I said, you can have. They took so many of the high school cliches in high school movies and then put, okay, what happens with superpowers? Have that, but have it now as a coming of age sort of, you know, family movie with, you know, as I said, retirement home. How do you know, a young married couple cope, you know, with one being a superhero, one being a superpowered principal, and them having powers? How do they solve arguments at home? Things like that. Just have those things like the Incredibles did so well with the, okay, with family superpowers. We're having an argument at the dinner table, but now they have superpowers. You know, things like that would really work for this movie. And I just think it would be a great joy. It would be great to see it have a resurgence, as it came at a time when superhero movies weren't hugely popular like they are now. And it should happen. I want it to happen. I bet all the actors and actresses are keen for it. Let's see it happen. Make Sky High 2, Hollywood. Wookie out.